Hi everyone, here I am today going to start you with a question, and the question is, do you get visitors over for dinner, you're trying to look after your health, you're trying to keep a healthy weight and you think, oh my god, what am I going to cook for dessert that's healthy, promotes weight loss but doesn't make my visitors feel like they're eating cardboard? Well, my name's Dana and I am a personal trainer and Pilates instructor that loves to get in the kitchen, and I like to show women over the age of 40 how to change the way you age through what we eat and how we exercise. And today I'm going to share with you a beautiful dessert that you'll be able to share with your visitors. They won't even know that it's super duper healthy, but I'm going to share with you today why you should be making this dessert. So to get started, what you're going to do is put your oven on, and you're going to put that on to 180 degrees. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm going to get you to brown your almonds and brown your coconut while we're getting the other parts started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to grab a fry pan, and in your fry pan you can either use slivered almonds or you can use flaked almonds, so anything like that. So it's actually 100 grams that you're after. This is going to make a serving of between 4 to 6, so it's going to make quite a good serving. I'm just going to brown the whole lot, and then I can then have them ready for next time, and I'll just measure them out for next time. So what I want you to do is brown those. So you just put it in a dry fry pan, pop that on your stove, just pop on the heat, and you'll smell it when it's ready, but just keep an eye on it as well. So once you've done that, I'm going to get you to grab some apples. So anywhere between 4 and 6 apples. I'm going to actually make an apple blueberry crumble. So I'm today using 4 apples, but if you're wanting to just do an apple crumble, just use about 6 apples. So just when you've got your apples, just peel these apples for me. Now, the reason apples are so good for you when you're trying to lose weight is they're really high in fiber, and what that does is it makes you feel fuller for longer, but it also is a low GI, which is glycemic index, and so it makes you not spike your blood sugars as easily. And the other good thing about apples is they are very high in pectin. Now, the thing with pectin is that it actually binds with water, and it limits the amount of fats that your cells will actually absorb. So it can be quite handy for weight loss. So once you've peeled your apple, I just want you to cut it up really thinly. And I'm keeping an eye on those almonds, believe it or not. I can start to smell them already, so they don't take long. Okay, so I'm just going to check them. Okay, they're still going fine. So when you've done your apples, I want you to then put them into a heavy based saucepan, and as I said, 4 to 6. So just before I started today, I actually did the rest. So pop them all in for me. And once you've done that, you're just going to add cinnamon. Now, the great thing about cinnamon is that it will help to flatline your blood sugars. So remember, when you're trying to lose weight or stay healthy, the best thing you can do for your body is keep your blood sugars as flat as possible, and that will allow fat burning to happen. If you spike your blood sugars, you will find that fat burning just stops in its tracks. So cinnamon is a great tip to be able to flatline your blood sugars, not to spike them up. Now I'm going to add like a teaspoon of vanilla, so just add that in there, and then just a splash of water. Now I'm just going to check these again. Okay, so I forgot to grab my water, so I'm just going to pop it in here. Just stay with me. Okay, so just add a splash of water for me. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put that on a medium heat, And these are just going to all stew down. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, now my almonds are nearly done, so we'll just keep going with those. So I've put the apples on the stove, and we're going to get into the crumble that goes on top. So what I'm wanting you to do is grab a bowl of some sort, and what you're going to add into your bowl initially is your oatmeal flakes. So I use old-fashioned oatmeal. Once again, it stabilizes those blood sugars and stops them from coming up so fast. Now, just to show you, these are what these almonds look like. They're nice and toasted and they're very yummy. So I'm just going to pop them to the side because we are going to use those. And then I'm going to show you now how you toast coconut flakes. So we're going to end up having coconut flakes in there as well. So you're going to toast a whole heap of coconut flakes. So do exactly the same method for me. Just pop them on there. And then just start toasting those, and they'll be ready in a moment. So let's get back to this. So we've got old-fashioned oatmeal. Now, the positive thing about oatmeal is it's quite high in fibre once again. Fibre does help you to go to the toilet. It helps you to stay full for longer. So if you're on a weight loss regime, it helps you to stop feeling hungry so quickly. So that's a positive thing as well. And if you feel that you need to be gluten-free and you're not sure about the oatmeal, you could use quinoa flakes in this instead. Or the other alternative that you could use is almond meal. So your choice. So what I've done is I've put in 1 cup of oatmeal, and then we browned our almonds, didn't we? So there's half a cup of almonds. So I'm going to throw that half a cup of almonds in there and just mix those together. Then I'm doing the coconut, and you can see that goes quite quickly, but I've already done some before we started. So I'm now going to add in another half a cup of coconut, and I'm just going to mix all that together. Now with that, you're going to add in another splash of vanilla. You're going to add in another teaspoon of cinnamon. I'll just grab those so they don't burn. So you can see how quickly they go, so they don't take long at all. So adding a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now with your cinnamon, I suggest that you buy Ceylon cinnamon. And the reason I suggest Ceylon cinnamon is it is not toxic in large amounts. So it's quite important that you use Ceylon rather than cassia. Cassia cinnamon can be toxic in large amounts. So I always suggest this one. Now what you're going to add from there is 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now coconut oil, if you haven't heard about coconut oil, you've got to get on the train, because coconut oil is one of these fats that is actually great for fat loss. In fact, there's been some research studies that show that this will speed up your metabolism 33% faster than protein. So that's fantastic. So we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and another tablespoon. So it's really powerful for your metabolism. And there's also studies that have shown that just by adding coconut oil into your diet, you can lose fat, especially around the tummy. So consider getting some coconut oil and start cooking with it. It's perfect in high heat, so you can stir fry your veggies, add it into things like this. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, what I'm going to add in there as well is butter. So I like to use real butter rather than margarine, because I believe that it doesn't have all the additives and the toxins and everything else that margarine has. So I believe it's a lot better for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix all that together and just combine that together. So once you've combined that together, you've actually created your topping. Okay, so once you have created your topping, what you're going to do then is just wait until your apples are cooked. So let me just check on those now. Okay, so our apples are done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put all this together, and your visitors are just going to love you. This is so good for your health as well. So just throwing your apples into a dish that you're wanting to make your apple crumble into. They smell beautiful. I love apple crumble. It's always been one of my favorites, but now I don't eat gluten as much. I find that this one is just as beautiful as the old-fashioned sort that we used to eat in the olden days. So, okay, so once you've done that, I'm just going to make that a bit smaller so it's a little bit higher. Just going to bring that in. So I probably could have added another apple or two, but see how you go. And now I'm wanting you to add some blueberries in there. We've only got one visitor tonight, so we only need quite a small one. Okay. Alrighty guys, so once you've added your blueberries into your mix, I then just want you to add that crumble on top. Now what you can do as a trick with this crumble is if you've made too much, is you can just cook it in the oven without the apple and blueberry, and then you can use it like a granola, and so you can use it in with your yogurt and things like that. Okay, so once you've done that for me, I'm then going to get you to pop it in the oven, and you're going to keep it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. So let me do that now. Okay, so we're going to leave that for 30 or 40 minutes, and we'll see how it turns out. So here we have our cooked apple and blueberry crumble ready for our visitors and dessert tonight. So I would actually serve that with some Greek yogurt and a couple more fresh blueberries on top. Absolutely perfect. I think I'm going to be the family favorite tonight. So guys, just quickly recap. If you want this recipe, go to my website, www.danaeden.com.au, and I'll have that written on my website. Otherwise, just remember, apples are really good high in pectin. They limit the amount of fat that your cells will absorb. Blueberries will actually help lower heart disease. You might not know that 4 times the amount of women will suffer from a heart attack than they do breast cancer each year. So good idea to look after your heart health. You've got cinnamon in there to actually flatline your blood sugars. You've got coconut oil, which is the world's most friendliest fat. You've got oatmeal, which is going to slow down your digestive system and stop you from feeling hungry. And you've got great almonds in there, full of protein and fat and good carbohydrate and magnesium and vitamin E, so lots of good stuff there. And butter, which turns every meal into a masterpiece, does it not? Thanks for joining me guys, I'll see you next time.